Let me introduce the concept of the core competency. Core competency is a company's resource that distinguishes it from the competitor, and it is a foundation of competitive advantage. So at the company level, you may have lots of the resources, and core competency is a certain type of the resource that may distinguish it from the competitors. So company A may have lots of the resources, company B has lots of the resources. What is core competency of A? Which distinguishes company A from the company B. That's the core competency. So core competency is the resource, and that's something that distinguishes it from the competitor. And why do we talk about the core competency? That is something, a foundation of competitive advantage. So we are competing with our competitors to achieve to gain the share of the market from the customers by selling the products or by delivering the services, right? So without our competitive advantage, there's no way for us to be chosen by the customers against our competitors. And every company has their own competitive advantages. But if our competitor advantage is very powerful to our target customers, and then our company will be in a better position against our competitors. But in case our competitive advantage against the competitor is not so powerful to the needs and wants of the customers, and then our company is in a worse position against our competitors. Okay. Let me talk a little bit about the concept of core competency. The concept of the core competency was introduced by C.K. Prahalad and Gary Hamel. C.K. Prahalad was the professor of University of Michigan, Ross School of Business. I'm the graduate of the University of Michigan, Ross School of the Business, so I'm very familiar with the name of the C.K. Prahalad. And this is a concept in management theory introduced by those two professors. They defined the core competency as a harmonized combination of multiple resources and skills that distinguish a firm in the marketplace, and therefore is a foundation of the company's competitive advantage. So it's pretty much similar to what I have emphasized and then what I have described in the key message of this paper, this slide. So there are a lot of the multiple resources and skills, and the core competency is the bunch of the mixture of the resources and skills the company have, which can be distinguished from the competitors. In other words, we can say that the core competency is an organization's defining strength, providing the foundation from which the business will grow, seize upon new opportunities, or deliver value to the customers. So it's actually the company's internal engine we have to consider in developing the customized business strategy of the company. So in order for the companies to grow, in order for the companies to seize upon new opportunities, or in order for the company to deliver value to the customers and to achieve the targets they set, they have to consider all the outside factors. But all the outside factors are pretty much given to everybody. It's given to all the players in the market, whether you are company A or the company B or C. Everybody is having the same external factors. The only difference you can make in achieving your target is considering your own internal strength or your resources that distinguish it from the competitors. So that's the core competencies. And therefore, core competency of a company is not easily replicated by other organizations. Whether existing competitors or new entries into the market may not easily replicate certain companies' core competencies. Okay. In looking at the core competencies, we have to look at all the value chains of the company. So when I say the value chain, this concept is introduced by the Michael Porter, I think, from Harvard Business School. And it's not important who developed this concept, but the understanding the concept itself is more important. The company exists to create and deliver the value to the customers. And in delivering in creating the values for the customers, the company is doing a lot of activities inside the companies, right? Every company's activities are for the purpose of delivering, for the purpose of the creating and delivering the values to the customers. So what are those activities? First, we may think, okay, they have to buy raw materials from the suppliers. So supply is one of the important actions in creating and delivering the values. And once they have raw materials, and then they are manufacturing something, they are manufacturing their own product with those new materials. So production is another important activity in creating the values to the customers. Okay, what are the next steps after developing or the manufacturing the products? Okay, once you manufacture the product, you have to do some marketing activities. Marketing means how to effectively deliver a good news to the customers about the products in order to sell those products to the customers. Okay, so once you produce lots of the products, now you have to let the customers know a lot of good features of the products, and in order for them to buy the products. So that's the marketing activities that actually creates or delivers the values to the customers. And after the marketing activities, you have to do a lot of sales activities. That means making a contract, closing a deal with the customers in terms of the delivering the product. So there are some activities I have covered, from purchasing raw materials, producing the products, and marketing the produced products, and then sales of those products. And after the sales, you have to deliver, physical delivery of the product to the customers, right? And then final step of creating the value to the customer is after services. Selling the product is one thing, but taking care of all the things after the sale is really critical in creating and delivering the products. And then before actually buying the raw materials, there's another step, that is research and development, R&D activities. So a lot of activities to make an architect, and then to study to develop the product, and then after that you actually start production stage by purchasing the raw materials and then producing the products. So that's something, those are the series of the activities to create the values to the customers. So we call it value chain of the company. Especially those are the core value chain of the company. So the core value chain of the company is composed of a lot of different activities, starting from R&D, supply, production, marketing, sales, and delivery, and after services. So I mentioned the 6 or 7 different steps, right? So in each of those core value creating steps, you have to look at what are the strengths of the company compared to the others, to the competitors. Okay? Some companies may have strength in R&D compared to their competitors. So think about what kind of companies, or which company have a strength in the R&Ds specifically, particularly, compared to other companies. And I think Samsung Electronics, which is one of the biggest companies and best company from South Korea, and they are manufacturing the mobile phones, and they are manufacturing the PCs and all the electronic appliances, and also they also provide semiconductors, semiconducting chips, right? The company is very good at research and development. So they spend lots of money in the R&D activities. So R&D is, in a sense, core capability of Samsung Electronics. Even though there are a lot of electronic appliance manufacturers in the world, Samsung is very specialized, or very outstanding in R&D activities. Okay, so we can say that the core competency of the Samsung Electronics is R&D. So they have to leverage of their R&D capabilities in achieving their targets. So the R&D activity of Samsung Electronics is not easily replicated by other competitors, or whether whether the competitors are the existing players in the market or new entries. Okay, in terms of the production, there are companies who are specialized in producing the products and services very effectively and efficiently. Okay. Samsung Electronics is outstanding in R&Ds, and also they are very good at production of the products at the same time. But if there is a company who are specialized in R&D but they do not good at production, they may outsource their production activities to other companies, even to the competitors.